I'm Steve Young, Young on Trials and MasteringTheCourtroom.com. I believe that facts and law really don't matter in trial. What does matter is the story. A story trumps facts and law every time. I'll tell you why I feel this way. The decision-making process that everyone goes through, whether they know it or not, is that based upon the person's principles and values, they make a decision, and then they go looking for facts and law to support that decision. In doing that, they think that they are being reasonable and rational, that they're approaching things logically, when actually, regardless of whether you're a left brain or a right brain, you make the decision the same way as everyone else does. As proof of this, I invite your attention to the Supreme Court. 9 of the best and brightest lawyers in the country sit in the Supreme Court, viewing the same factual record which is set by the trial court and having access to exactly the same law to resolve the issues. And yet, how many of their decisions are 9-0? Or how about 8-1? Very few. In fact, almost all of their decisions are 5-4 and 6-3. And you know why that is? Because just like everyone else, confronted with a decision, the Supreme Court justices look to their values and principles, whether they know it or not, to make their decision, and then they go looking for the facts and laws in which they erudite in their brief to support the decision that they've made with their heart rather than their head. Knowing this teaches us something very important about trial and how we approach presenting our case to the jury. You can argue facts and law all day long, and if your opponent stands up and tells us a story that is lucid, that shows rather than tells, that convinces, and more so, that touches the heartstrings of the jury, either in terms of feelings or principles or values, that story is going to carry the day. In the political arena, we hear people tout facts and figures all day long, and very few tell a story. How many people remember facts and figures? But I tell you that there are stories that you have heard in your life that to this day you remember, because the story is the real form of persuasion, because it carries a metaphorical power with it that not only tells the story, but persuades on the principle. If you include this in your presentation at trial, you will have great power. I speak about this at length in my webinar series, MasteringTheCourtroom.com. If you want to know more about decision making, about the effect of values on jurors, be they conservative or liberals, and what those values are, view one of my webinars. They're recorded. MasteringTheCourtroom.com. I'm Steve Young of YoungOnTrials.com and MasteringTheCourtroom.com. Thank you for watching.